have listed. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Ms. Smith, I believe you.
If I
you were here
look
last time, but
familiar,
I
yes.
think that you've had some challenges since your testimony here. If you could just relate that really quickly.
Yes.
That would be appreciated. And tell us where you're from, what election, what county you worked in, and what has happened to you since your testimony.
I'll pass these around just so people have them as a refresher. I'm Dana Smith. I live in Hartwell, Hart County. I did testify to you before. Since that time, I have not read the editorial that appeared in our local paper, but I heard from a couple neighbors, and my husband heard from some people at his work. They said, wow, are you comfortable with your election office really slandering your wife in the newspaper like that since you testified? Also, I have not been invited back as a poll worker again for the January 5th election, so I'm pretty sure I'm not really in great standing in my own county where I live, which has been pretty difficult. I came to you as just a concerned citizen. That's who I am. Who happened to work as a poll worker and then a poll watcher, and I'm feeling a lot of repercussions for doing that. I addressed some of my concerns that are listed on the paper you have in front of you, but today I want to very quickly address concerns I have in the third paragraph from the bottom. I'll read that paragraph to you. It's very short. I was asked to be a poll watcher the following Monday, November 16th, and discovered that, and this was when we were counting these actual physical absentee paper ballots. During that counting process, one of the poll workers who was counting absentee paper ballots asked the question, since we aren't even looking at any signatures in this ballot count that we're doing, who has verified these signatures on these absentee ballots? And a lady, probably, I'm guessing in her 70s, said, oh, I personally am the one who verified about 90% of these ballots. And so the question was posed, well, do you have any special education or training in, are you a handwriting expert? What are your qualifications that you were able to yourself validate 90% of our absentee ballots in our county? And she said, well, I don't have any special training. It's really not difficult. People's signatures never really change. My only real challenge is that I'm comparing these signatures to that little electronic pad that people just scribble their name on when they go get their driver's license at the Georgia Department of Driver Service. And so that really bothered me. I thought, here's this lady, she's all by herself, she has no training or qualifications, and she's who's verifying the signatures on our absentee ballots. I sent a little thumb drive in with a photo. Could we pull that up, please? With that in mind, I talked to my daughter, who's a college student. These may be too hard for you to see, so I do have copies to send around for you. You can pass those around while I'm talking. My daughter is a college student. She attends university out west, and she voted absentee ballot. And so my daughter's absentee ballot would have gone through this very woman's hands in verifying her signature. This woman who said that people's signatures never change, I wanted to bring you something to show you my own daughter's signature. This is with her permission. She wasn't thrilled that you would be seeing her driver's license photos, and she would appreciate it if these didn't leave this room. On your upper left, that arrow number 1, you see her signature on her passport. This is her actual passport signature. Item number 2, on the right, the top one, is her South Carolina driver's license signature. We moved to Georgia in the spring from South Carolina. You'll see the issue date on the South Carolina license was in 2018. If you look where the red arrow is pointing, you see what her signature looked like there 2 years ago. You can compare that to her passport photo signature, and I think you can tell that her signature did indeed change. But even more startling is when you look at number 3. Number 3 is her Georgia driver's license, which if you look at the issue date, that was done in July of 2020. If you look at the arrow pointing at that signature, it is shocking the difference between signatures. That signature on her Georgia driver's license, that scribble down there on number 3, is what that woman would have been using to confirm my daughter's signature on her absentee ballot. I asked my daughter why she signed it like that, why it looked like
Ms.
that.
Smith, could you, I got about 2 more minutes before
Okay.
we wrap up. I need
Great.
to wrap it on up.
So my point is, that woman, these women, these people in all of these election offices are actually have some of the most powerful positions in our state and in our country, because they are single-handedly, without oversight, our elected officials took away some of the safeguards for verification on these signatures, which you can see is ridiculous to be verifying my daughter's vote with that signature that she scribbled on the electronic pad at the Department of Licensing. I do not appreciate my elected officials taking away safeguards in our voting. I believe it was Ronald Reagan who famously once said, "Trust but verify." Our elected officials have taken away strong verification pieces, missing chain of custody pieces, missing signature verification pieces on absentee votes. I'm sorry, it's not okay with me to just trust. I can't just trust. We need to be allowed to have it verified. I am begging you before January 5th, please put the pieces back in place that were removed that protect people's votes, the verification. We should not be required to just trust with no verification.
Thank you for coming, Ms. Smith. Now with Susie Voiles.